This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone, let's start. I'm sharing my screen. Just let me know if I'm audible clearly and my screen is visible. My screen is visible. Are you guys able to see screen? Hello, am I audible guys? Hello. Guys, anyone can respond? Shivani, Imran, Tejas. Hello. Okay. My screen is visible, right?
Yes, yes, screen is visible.
Okay. So let's start our today's session. So, okay. So yesterday we were learning about user administration. Okay. So yesterday we had, we'll continue from yesterday itself. So yesterday we had one requirement. Okay. So we had one scenario, like for example, in any organization, there is a DBA team. DBA team had one requirement, like two new resources joined the DBA team. Now, DBA team manager, suppose that manager is Abraham Lincoln. They wanted ServiceNow access for those two new resources. Okay. The second requirement was they wanted a new group in ServiceNow. You can give name, suppose DBA team. Group name is DBA team. Okay. And the group manager name is managed by me, means who is the group manager? It will be Abraham Lincoln. And he wanted to add those two new resources in that group. Okay. And the third requirement was provide them access to the incident application. If you guys remember, yesterday we had done this first requirement. Okay. So now DBA team manager had dropped mail to ServiceNow team. Now ServiceNow team, and then this project manager and architect has assigned those stories to developers. Now those stories came to you, and first requirement you guys have already done. So you guys had already created ServiceNow access, and you had mailed the user ID and password of that particular user to the DBA team manager. Okay. So now once this, suppose the first name was Ravi. So once Ravi got his ServiceNow access, obviously he will try to login. So he logged into this ServiceNow instance. Okay. Up to here we had discussed yesterday. Okay. Now guys, if you see, this is the Ravi instance. Okay. So this is the same instance 205361. This is also 205361. If you see here, I have lot of incident access, right? Like lot of application access. If I'll say here incident, so I have, sorry, incident. So I have self-service incident also, access also I have a separate incident application. We have different module, this access also we have, right? But if you see in, it's the same instance 205361. When in the same instance Ravi is logging in 205361 with the user ID and user ID and password provided by the ServiceNow admin to Ravi. Okay, if you see, this is the Ravi's instance, Ravi L. So here he does not have incident application access. Self-service incident applications, this self-service application will be available for everyone. Okay. But the main incident application access is not there. So DBA team manager wants this Ravi to give this incident application access also. Okay. So let's move for the next requirement. What was the next requirement? They wanted, this DBA team manager wanted a group named DBA team. And who will be the manager of this group? Abraham Lincoln. Okay. So now we have already created the user. we have uh, created the username for user, we have created the password, also we have shared this with resource. Okay, how can we create user? Simple, we have user administration. Under this user administration, we have this user. We can simply open it. We can click on new. We can click new, and then we can fill the complete details. We can submit and we can set the password. Okay. This was the requirement. Now let's move forward for the next requirement. Next requirement is DBA team manager Abraham Lincoln wants a group to be created. Okay. In ServiceNow for creating group, where you will go in under user administration only. Yes, hello. Anyone has any question? Okay, no question, I assume. Okay, so we are moving for the next requirement. Yes, yes.
Sorry, I missed one part.
Yeah.
So once I create the users, so how can I send the request to the actual users? How will they access? I
Okay.
missed that part. Never mind.
Yes, yes. So it's a simple by dropping an email. So basically, what happened to get this requirement done? DBA team has dropped email to the ServiceNow team. Okay, now service team manager, he took that email, he saw, and these all three requests was mentioned in the email. Now once the requirement is done, suppose you have created the ServiceNow access for these two new users. Okay, so what you will do, you will reply to the same email. Means ServiceNow team manager, whoever is the project manager, they will reply to the same email. How? For the first requirement, they want access. So for both the user, suppose first user is Ravi, second user is Imran. So you will give the user ID for Ravi and Imran, but not password, because password
Okay.
generally we give in the separate email ID. Correct. So the password will be sent
Okay.
separately to both the users, Ravi and Imran. Correct. But user ID can be replied to the first email ID, which was sent by
Okay.
DBA manager. Okay, same second and third requirement can also be mentioned in the reply, that second requirement is also done, third requirement is also done.
So
Okay,
Gunnar,
and
that's one
uh-huh,
thing. So here the dev environment PDI will be the same for the new users, right?
correct. Okay, so thing is, I'm teaching this user administration, right?
Yeah. The
So
same
it will be
PDI, right?
same, but when
Okay.
you work for actual environment, sorry,
So it should
yes,
be the same for the
you
users
can ask
and
the
for the
question.
developers. The same PDI.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it okay. So here we have PDI, right? This is our PDI, personal development instance. When you work for any organization, it will be organization instance, right? Actually, organization instance does not you cannot say that as a PDI. That is instance. PDI means, PDI's full form is personal development instance. This is the personal development instance. That's why we are calling it PDI. But when you work for any organization, that instance will not be called as a PDI. Okay, that is the ServiceNow instance. Now it can be either dev instance, test instance, or production instance. You are getting? So basically, what we'll do, like here we are working in the PDI, so I'm giving PDI access. But if you are a ServiceNow developer, you can create the same user in production environment. Okay, you can create and you can give access of production environment. Getting?
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Don't worry, I'm gonna give you more detail also in this. Okay, like how actually we do. Okay, this is the one way of doing creating user, but generally this is the not the practice we follow. Okay, we do this, but not exactly like this. Okay, I will tell you, but first we are learning how to create user, how to create group, and what is roles. Okay, under this user administration. So okay, so are we good with you creating user? How can we get user ID and password for any particular user? How can we create user in the service now? Are we good with this, everyone? Please say yes or no. If you can't speak, just message, that's fine
Yeah.
also.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so now we are moving for the next part of user administration, that is creating group, because this is the second requirement also of DBA team manager, to have one group in the service now for their team. Okay, so how can we create group? So under user administration, remember guys, if you'll search simple user, right, you will find multiple user here in application. Since I'm an admin, so you will find multiple users. If you go down somewhere, if you see multiple users, okay, can you see organization user is also there, correct? Same way, if you go down here, if you see system security users groups are also there, but we only have to select user administration user in order to create new user in the service now. Okay, so user administration, this is the user administration. Under user administration user only we use to create new user in the service now and to provide access. Okay, second thing is groups. So I'm clicking on this group. So now when you want to create new group under user administration, you have to click on this group. So this group will be open. Okay, so these all the group which are already created in the service now. This is the out of the box. Okay, how many groups are there total? 48 groups are there, which is already present in the service now here in your PDI. But now you want to create a new group called DBA team. That group name will be DBA team. How can you create? You can click on this new. You can under user administration, you can go on group and you can click on new. When you will click on new, one form will be open. Okay. Now here in the name, you can give group name. What is the group name? DBA team. This is the group name. Okay. Who will be the manager? Manager will be DBA team manager. Who is DBA team manager? Abraham Lincoln in this our case. So where is Abraham Lincoln? We can simply search from here. Abraham Lincoln. Okay. Now you can give some group email ID. Maybe you can consider like generally these all information they will give the whoever is the team, and if they want a new group in the service now, they will give you all this information. They will give manager name information, they will give group email ID also. Suppose if they are not giving, you should ask, since you are at ServiceNow developers, ServiceNow admin. So when you will contact with your suppose you got some requirement and you are not understanding the requirement properly, or you need some more information in order to do that to complete that requirement, then you can connect with the person who has given you the requirement. Okay, so suppose they have simply told you to create one new group, but they have not given the manager name, they have not given this group email ID. So you can ask what will be the manager, what will be group email, what is this parent, this I will tell you later. Okay, so generally this is how we work. If we get any requirement, if requirement is not clear or some information is missing in order to complete that requirement, then we connect with the person who has given us that requirement and then clarify that. Same if you are working for any client, if client has given some requirement and the requirement is incorrect or some information is missing, then obviously the project manager will set up a call with client and you will clarify, or the more information you needed in order to complete the requirement, you will check with them and you will get those information. Okay, so suppose the group email ID here I'm taking dba at email.com, something, anything. Okay, so I put this manager, I put description, you can give this group is for dba team. This description also, if client client is giving you this description, you can put, or you can put anything. Okay, like you can understand for which requirement they are creating this particular group and you can mention this group name. Okay, now we have two options to create this. Either we can submit or we can save. Okay, yesterday I have just shown I have told you like if you will submit, you will redirect to some other page that will be called list view. Okay, you will be, if you put on like if you click submit, you will get to next page. Since if you are new in the service now, you are learning for the first time, then I would say you try to save the form so that you will be in the same page. Otherwise you will confuse, like you created something and you redirected to some other page, now where that went, so you might get confused. So until you get used to it for the like coming 4 or 5 classes, you try to save the page, not submit. Okay, so see guys, this is, we have created this one group called DBA team. Okay, so this is the second step. This is how we create group. Now you can mention like when your ServiceNow manager, your ServiceNow project manager, when reply to the DBA team manager email, he can mention that they have created group called this. Okay, any doubt guys here for creating group?
It's all okay.
It's all
Thanks,
okay.
Guna.
Okay, now the third requirement. Okay, the third requirement, provide them access to the incident application. Okay, okay. There is one more requirement also. Add these two new resources in that group. The two new resources we have created, right? Service now, Ravi and Imran. We have to add those two new resources in the group. Okay. So if you see here, this is called related list. Okay. This is the group. This is called related list. In the related list, we have this called group member. Okay. Now I'm just duplicating this page, duplicating this tab. So you want to add. So how you will add? Here guys, you under, once you will save the page, you will get these related list. Okay, so in that related list you have this group member. You will click on this group member, and then you have two options. One is new, another is edit. Okay, so generally if you want to add those two group members which is already created, correct? Sorry, what happened? Okay, I'm going back. Okay, where is our group? Okay, so if you had submit that group name, right, like when you were filling that group details there, and if you had submitted, it would have opened like this. Now if you are new to the service, now you might get confused like where is your group name, right? But here I can know, I can simply this updated by, I can do short jet2a. So whatever the group I have recently created, it will come on top. Okay, so like this you can click here and you can short it to jet2a. So if you see, I have shorted it jet2a. So now the recent group which I have created, it came here on top. So now I can click here and I can open. Okay, so this is our group name. Now group member. So here we have two options, either new or edit. So when we will use new, so basically new is for creating new group member. Okay, but the user you want to add in this group are already present in the service now. If they are not present in the service now, then you have to click on new and you have to create those members, group members. But in our case, it is already there. So we will click on this edit. Okay. So now we want to add two members. This is called guys slush bucket. Okay. This is called slush bucket. Okay, this is slush bucket. Now the members, these all the members, like all the members which are present in this ServiceNow PDI or ServiceNow instance are present here. Okay, out of all these users, you only want to add two users in the group. What are those two new resources? It is Ravi L and Imran, right? It's Ravi L. So can you see now whatever member, whoever member you want to add in this group, you can simply select and you can bring them right side. Okay, so now this is the first one. Who is the second resource we want to add? We want to add Imran. So I think Imran also we had created yesterday, right? It is none. I think we have created yesterday.
Starting with E. No.
Okay, no issue. Okay, I had created with Imran E, right? Or we had not created. I don't remember exactly. Okay. We created, right? Let me see. This is the user. Yeah, we created. Okay. Okay. We created, but Imran is the user ID name. We had given this KL. Okay, got it. So here basically it will come as a name, not user ID. Okay. So if I'll give this scale, so we found this. We can bring here. So we have added these two resources, right? So once from left side, you will bring them to right side, and then you have to save in order to add them. Okay. So I'm clicking on save. So it's added. Can you see? We have two group members. One is Ravi, another is KL. So our second requirement is done. Okay. So we have created new group which is managed by Abraham Lincoln. So group manager is Abraham Lincoln, and we have added those two new resources. Maybe here Ravi and KL in that particular group. So first two requirement is done by ServiceNow developer. Now ServiceNow developer or ServiceNow admin. Now third is provide them access to incident application. Okay.
Maybe, Guna, before
Yes.
before moving to the third step, so is there any form of notification that will be sent to the users because notifying them they have been added to DBA group?
Right. So now it depends on our notification system. Okay. For that, notification is a one other another topic. So generally, like users does not get any notification for adding here. But if it is the client requirement that whenever you add any group in, like whenever you add any group member in the particular group, they should receive the notification. If this is the one client requirement, then we can create one notification. That is a separate topic, which we learn
Okay.
moving further in our course. Okay.
Okay.
It depends on
Thank you.
requirement. This is what actually we do. Okay, like suppose this is the kind of requirement we get from client, and this is what we do in the we work as a ServiceNow developer. These all the configuration and customization we do as per the client requirement. Okay, but here in the out of the box you are not going to get any email. Okay, but we can do that. Like if it is the client requirement, we can do that. We can create our notification. Okay. So this is the second. Now third is giving incident application to these two users. Okay. So how can we give, guys? Okay. So if we see incident application, okay. Here if you see incident application, okay. Here we can see edit application. Are you guys seeing? This is the edit application. So if we'll click here, I'm clicking here. Okay. If you see in the incident application menu, here we have some roles. Okay, what is the role? ITIL role and SN incident underscore read role. So what is this role? Okay, so basically people who are having ITIL role, okay, or SN underscore incident underscore read role only can access this incident application. Okay, so what is this SN underscore incident underscore read role, that I will tell you later. But for now, we can learn the people who are having this ITIL role, only those can access the service now. So if I'll open this Ravi Kumar, does Ravi Kumar have any roles?
No.
Here, if you see, this is the user Ravi Kumar or Ravi L is that this is the user profile of Ravi L. Okay, he does not have any role, right? That's why he does not have access to anything. What is role? Basically in ServiceNow we use role to provide access to particular application or anything. Like if you want to give access to anything, you need to have that particular role. I have already shown you guys, if you do not have any role, this is how instance will look like to you. You won't have access to any application. Okay, if you see, correct, we have only these application. If you don't have any role, this is the Ravi L instance. So since Ravi L does not have any role, that's why instances are look like this. You can't do anything here, like you can't do any development because you don't have the roles required to do development. And in other word, I can say you do not have access to do any development. Okay, so basically roles we use to provide access in the service now to do any particular task. whether it's a developer task or it's an admin task. Okay. So suppose if you
Sorry to interrupt you. So to create an incident, you need to have a role. For user should be having a role to create an incident here.
yes, okay. So now there is a two-way. Okay. So I'm gonna explain you this further, but we have two incident here. If you see, we have this self-service. Okay. So here in self-service, we have this incident, correct? So I'm just simply opening this. Okay. So here you can click on new. Okay. So, okay, let me show you. Okay.
I mean,
will show you.
self-service is available to incident of self-service is available to everyone, but
Yes.
actual incidents is not available to everyone.
Right. Right. This is one thing of answer.
And what is
Actually,
the
it is.
difference between two incidents? They go to same table, like the incident table?
Yes. Same tables. I'm gonna tell you. Actually, it is related with view. Okay. See, if you don't have access, okay. So it's like it's a further topic of ours. But here, if I can show you, this is incident, right? Okay. Not this is incident. Okay. 1 second. Let me show you.
That's fine. I think you can
Or
go ahead. I don't want to interrupt now.
yes. Let me just give you. Okay. This is the incident form, right? Here, there's one thing. Don't worry, guys, who are totally new, they just don't worry about it. Okay, we are going to see this later. For now, you just can see basic. Here, if you see, we have called view, correct? Here, if you'll see, we have different view. Self-service is also one view. Can you see here? Default view, IAM workspace, and self-service. When I'm clicking on going on view, are you able to see, guys? Self-service view. Okay. So same, if you don't have particular option, then self-service view of, okay. So this also I can open in self-service. Okay, I can change the view. Oh, right, it's going here. Okay. Generally, we can from here only we can change. Okay. I don't know. Okay, it is coming now.
Yeah, I
So
think
this
you
is
should be
the
able to select that
self-service view.
right here.
Sorry.
You should be able to select self-service view. Okay.
Yes, we can select self-service. We have selected self-service. This is the self-service view. If you don't have any access, then end user will get only this incident access.
Got it.
Are you guys getting? Okay, so that is for the people who do not have any access. They can come and they can simply create simple incident. But if you want a field access and more access, then you should have that ITIL role in order to go complete access of the service now. Okay, so this is the self-service. We have to change this to default also. Otherwise, whatever you will change here, right, it will show like this only. So this is the default view. We have changed the view. So this is view is the our further topic. Okay, this is just forget about this. We have talked about this. Okay. Now let's focus. So basically, what is the roles? We are focusing here the third thing, which is the roles. Are you guys understanding now what is roles? In ServiceNow, we use roles to provide access. Is it clear?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Here.
So now how will give this incident application to the user? So see, incident application, since you are a developer, you are a ServiceNow developer, you are belong to ServiceNow team. So obviously you have admin access, right? You have admin access means you are the god of ServiceNow. You can do anything if you have admin access. Okay. So obviously you can click on edit application and we check which and all role required to get access of incident application. The same role you can provide to the end user or the user who wants the access to particular application. So now Ravi and Imran, they both the user want incident application. So what you can do, you can go to user profile of Ravi. So how can you go user profile of Ravi? Under user administration, you can click on user. So obviously you will get the profile of complete user who are in the service now, and you can open this Ravi Kumar or Ravi L profile. So this is Ravi L profile. Okay. So inside this Ravi L, let the page open. It is not open completely. Yeah, now it's open. So it is still not open completely. Open. Okay, now it's open. Okay, so can you guys see here we have roles section, correct? So now also for roles, you have this edit option, correct? So edit option means what and all role is available in the ServiceNow. You can see here. So when you click on edit, you will see the complete role. Now, okay, it is loading. Yeah. So all the roles which are available in the ServiceNow instance are here. Okay. But you want to give this Raviel person only one role, which is ITIL role, correct? You can simply search here ITIL and you can bring that to, this is called slush bucket. You can bring this to right side. Once you bring this to right side and you will click on save. Now ITIL role has been given to the Raviel. Okay. Now Ravi should have access to incident application. Okay. So we can check, we already have Raviel instance application, right? So we can check whether Ravi has now access of incident application or not. Correct. Here guys. Okay, it's still loading. Yes. Can you see? We have given ITIL role. Guys, one more thing I just want to say. Like we have only added this ITIL one role, right? But here it is showing 40 roles, right? Don't get confused. ITIL is the parent. When we add any parent, all the child role associated with this ITIL is automatically come here. Okay. So you just don't get confused. This parent child will talk later. You just simply understand we have given this ITIL role. Okay. Now let's check whether this Ravi L has this incident application access or not. So we have already opened in our another incognito made this Ravi Ravi instance, right? So I'm just refreshing once and then we'll check whether he has got the access or not. Okay. Okay, it is still loading, but let's check. Does he have incident application access? Actually, no. Okay, why it's no? Because whenever we add some particular role in any particular instance, or any particular user profile, they have to log out and log in order to reflect those changes. Okay, so in order to get the incident application access, this Ravi Kumar has to log out from their instance and log in back. Okay, so let's log out and log in back and let's check whether he has got this access or not. Okay, so log out. Let's log in. So what is the user now for Ravi? It's Ravi and the password is, yesterday I had changed password, so I remember. We have logged in back. Okay, okay, can you see? Can we check now? This is Ravi L profile only, right? This is Ravi L profile only. Let's check now whether he has got the access or not. Can we see, guys? Now he has this incident application access. Okay, so we have to remember this. Whenever you are giving any role to any particular user profile, they have to log out and log in. Okay. Now suppose if you want to create new role, generally we don't do that, we hardly do that. But suppose if you want to create new role, then the way you can create this user, how can you create new user? We had seen we can go to user administration and user. How can we create new group? User administrator and group. We can add members in the group. Same way we can add users, we can add roles to any particular user. Up to here we are good, guys. Any doubt up to here? Anyone?
No doubt.
No doubt. Okay, guys, remember one more thing. Okay, so in ServiceNow generally, like as we move further, we'll see some best practices. Okay, and this is also the interview question. Sometime like they are best practices of doing things in ServiceNow. Okay, so if you see, I have given roles directly to the Ravi. This is the user profile of Ravi, and I have directly given role to the I have directly added role to the Ravi Kumar, means one profile. The thing is, this is not the best practice. Okay, generally remember this, remember and understand this also. This is not the best practice to give role directly to any particular user. Okay, we should always give role to group. Okay, suppose this is the group, correct? In group also we can give roles. So this is not the best practice to give any particular role directly to any particular user. Why? Suppose, guys, are you guys understanding this my statement which I have given? I'm just asking.
Yes. So role should be given to groups, not as an individual users.
Right. Role should always be given to the group. We should not give to any particular user. So now I want to remove the ITIL access from this Ravi Kumar. Okay. So how can I remove? I can again go back to edit. Okay. Like I can go to user profile of this Ravi. I can go to this roles in related list. We have this role, and simply I want to remove this role from Ravi profile, right? So I can click here and I can bring it to the again left side. Okay, and I click on save. Okay, now role is removed. Role is removed from Ravi Kumar's profile. Okay, so now how will we give this incident application to this Ravi? So basically the requirement was we have to give the incident application access to the both two new resources, right? And both these two new resources are the part of DBA team. So in place of giving a particular role to the particular profile, we can directly add this role to this group. Okay, how can we use we can open the group. What is the group? This is the DBA team. So we can go user administration, we can group, and we can select our DBA team group, and we can open, we can in related, this is called related list. Okay, I will tell you. So we can go to the roles, again we can click on edit, and we can give ITIL role directly to the group. Okay, we can refresh this once so that it start reflecting here. Can you see? Now one role is reflecting here. Okay, so whoever is the part of, since you have given this role to this particular group, right, DBA team, so whoever is the part of this particular group will automatically get the access. Okay, they are automatically getting this ITIL role. So if you see, if I'll refresh this, if you see currently this Ravi does not have any role, right? But if I refresh this, since he's the part of DBA team, automatically he will get ITIL role as well. Okay, can you guys see? We had removed, but still it is showing 40 as it was showing before. Okay, now the question is why we should not give roles directly to any particular user. Okay, so see guys, in any organization there are 5,000 or 10,000 of employee, right? So suppose there is one team, suppose there is a DBA team where you have 200, 300 or maybe 1,000 employees, correct? So if you are giving roles one to 1,000 people, First thing, it's very hectic. It's very hectic to open one by one user profile and give role and then move back, second person, third person, fourth person, right? First thing, it is very hectic. Now the second scenario is, suppose you have to remove this incident application access to the 100 people. So if you have given role one by one to the 100 people, then again you have to remove one by one those 100 people role. Like you have to go to user administration, you have to use user, then you have to select profile, and then you have to come in the role, you have to go edit, and you have to select, you have to bring left, you have to save. It's a very hectic process, right? So that's why, in order to save from this hectic work, this is the best practice. The best practice is to not give any particular role to particular user profile. We should always give in the group. So suppose now if you have given the role to particular group, right? Suppose in this group currently we have 2 members, but suppose here we have 500 members. Now out of 500 members, for 100 members you want to remove the incident application access. Means you have to remove the ITIL from role from them. So what you can do, you can simply come, you can go user administration, you can open group, you can come here in DBA team group, and then simply you can remove those group members from whom you want to remove this ITIL access. Is it clear? Are you guys understanding now why is it best practice to not give role directly to user profile, and it should always be given to the DBA?
Yes, Kunal, mostly good. But can you please repeat the last part?
Sorry?
Can you please repeat the last thing, please?
Okay, so the last thing I said, see, the point is, okay, so the best practice is we should not give the user profile, we should not give role directly to the user profile, okay, because it is very hectic to add and remove any role to one by one to the users. Because in any organization, suppose if there are 500 employee, it is very difficult for you, and suppose you have to give ITIL role to the 100 people. So every time what you have to go, you have to come in user administration, you have to open user, correct? This is the user. When you will click on user, it will give you the list of the users are present. Suppose you have to give 500 people ITIL role. So what you will do, every time you will open one by one these users, correct? You will open one by one. Suppose you want to give ITIL access to Ravi, you will open this again, you will go to the roles, correct? You will click on edit, from slush bucket you will select ITIL role, okay? You will go to edit and you will select here ITIL role, correct? You will select and you will bring it to right, and then you will click on save. I'm just canceling it right now. So suppose you have to give 100, so 629 you have to give role to one by 100 people, right? Don't you guys think it is very hectic? It's not smart work, right? It's very hard work.
Yeah.
So that's why we should not give directly to the users. Now you can give, like ServiceNow has provided you access to give directly role to directly any particular user. You have option to provide role directly to user, but this is not best practice. When we work in the organization, we should always follow the best practice. Okay, since you are a ServiceNow developer, you are a ServiceNow admin, so you should know there are few things you can do, but this is not the best practice of doing. If you are not following the best practice, then your efficiency of system and everything will be it won't work properly. Also, suppose if you are not following the best practices, right? So if you won't follow the best practice, sometimes there not sometimes, in every organization there is some audit happens. So basically ServiceNow do audit of all the instances, and if there are few things which is not followed the best practice, they will recommend you to remove that, or they will recommend you to redevelop that. Okay, sometimes what will happen, like I will discuss this later also, this best practice term you are going to soon here and there. So what is the best practice is nothing but there are few things you can do, but we should not do. So this is the one thing, like this is one best practice regarding roles and user profiles. Same way, suppose this is the DBA team, right? In DBA team there are 500 members. Okay, so all 500 members will be the part of this DBA team, correct? Now out of 500, for 100 people you want to remove the ITIL access, means you want to remove the incident application access. Then if you have given role directly to the DBA team group, so what you can do, you can simply come to this DBA team group and you can remove those 100 people for whom you do not want to give incident application. Okay, so it will be easy. But if you have given role directly to 1 by 1 to 500 people, then when it will, the time will come when you have to remove the access, then again you have to go 1 by 1 to each user profile, correct? And you have to remove, like every time you have to go to this user profile, again you have to go to the role, then you have to go to edit, then you, from slush bucket you can, you will select, you will bring it to left, you will save. It will be hectic process, correct? Guys, did you understand what I said?
Yes, yes,
Or it's still
understood.
not?
Yeah,
Now it's clear, right?
yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Yes. So this is the best practice in ServiceNow. This best practice terminology you are going to hear in every topic. So in every topic, there are a few things which can we do, and but we should not do. Even also when you will go for interview, right? They will ask you. They will ask you, okay, tell me the 5 best practices of ServiceNow. So you should know all these best practices. Okay. In interview, generally they ask this kind of question. So when we study the further topics, I will tell you the best practices of those topic also. Okay, now, so we have created user, we have created group, we have added user to the group, we have given roles. Same way, the way you have created user, same way that we have created new group, same way you can create role also. So how can we create role? For creating role, again, this is the filter navigator. Okay, so here you can put on role. Now when you will go down, you will see role everywhere. Okay, but we have to select user administrator roles only. Okay, so you can click here this roles. So when you will click here the roles, this is the complete roles which are available in the ServiceNow. Okay, we are going to see some like important roles also in our upcoming classes. Okay, but total 515 roles are available in the ITSM suite of this ServiceNow. Okay, when you will install other application in this, in your instance, you will get some other roles also, like for other application, like whether it's HRSD or ITOAM or SM, CSM, and there are multiple other applications. So this instance, this PDI has only ITSM. So that's why you are seeing complete roles, 515 roles, which is for ITSM. Okay, we are going to learn some important roles. But if you want to create new roles, generally what we don't do. But if you need to create a new role for your new custom application or something, how can you create? You can go to user administrator roles. The way, if you see here, if I'm moving user administration, so under user administration, the way we had users, we have groups, same way we have roles. So you can go to, you can click on roles, it will come, it will give you page like this. You can click on new, and for roles also you can give this role name. Okay, and then what is this elevated privilege? I'm going to talk about this later. Okay, this is something security underscore admin role. This is come for ACL, disability clutter. But simply here you can give role name and you can submit. Okay, so suppose I'm creating one test role and I'm not submitting, I'm saving. So this is how we can create one test role. Okay, so up to here, like we can create user. Under this user administration, we can create user, we can create group, we can create roles also. But generally roles we do not create, we use the roles already available. Okay, now guys, the second thing. Okay, under this user administration in user. Okay, now there is one scenario, guys. Okay, what is the new what is the scenario? Suppose you are a ServiceNow developer. Okay, you are a ServiceNow developer. Okay, mm, you are a ServiceNow developer. You have given this Ravi person ITIL role, correct? So here, in order to check whether he has received ITIL role or not, like whether he has received incident application or not, you have logged in from his account directly, right? Like I have opened his instance in some incognito mode. Since I'm an admin, like I'm a ServiceNow admin, so I knew what is the user ID and password of this Ravi, correct? And I logged in, and then I checked whether he got incident application or not. If you have done something, first you will check, then you will inform client that you have done, right? If it's working correctly, like if you have done some development or something, first you will check and your tester will check, and then only you will inform client that this work is done, correct? So you are a ServiceNow developer, you have given this Ravi Kumar this access, correct? Now you want to check whether he had got this incident application or not, correct? So the point is as soon as you have given this user ID and password to the Ravi Kumar, obviously first time when he is logging in the incident, he must have changed the password, right? Yes or no, guys?
Yes,
When
Gulam. For
he must have
security.
changed the password. Yes, correct. So now you can't access, like you can't log into his instance directly like this, right? Because now you don't have password. He has already changed the password. So how you will check as an admin? Okay, so here is one scenario. Suppose now this DBA team manager wants you to remove the incident application. Like 1 month later, this DBA team manager came back and he wants from ServiceNow admin or ServiceNow developer or ServiceNow team to remove the incident application from this Ravi profile, correct? So how you will do? You are an admin, right? So what you can do, you can go to user profile, correct? And user profile of Ravi Kumar, or maybe here we have given to this DBA team, correct? Somewhere we have opened this DBA team, no. So you can remove Ravi Kumar from that particular group, correct? So you can go to group. This is your DBA team group. Since Ravi Kumar is belong to this DBA team, that's why he has an incident application. So simply what you can do, you can remove him from this DBA team. So no, he no longer will have this incident application access. How can you do? You can go to edit and you can remove this Ravi, correct? Now you want to check whether Ravi Kumar, okay, let me refresh this, he is not part of DBA team, right? So now this is the user profile of Ravi. This is the user profile of Ravi. Currently it is showing 40 roles, right? I'm refreshing this because since you have removed this Ravi person from DBA team, so he should not have any roles, correct? Does he have roles? No. But now still you have to check whether he has the incident application access or not, right? So since DBA team manager came 1 month after, correct? Like after 1 month to remove the access for this Ravi Kumar of incident application. So now you have removed, but now still you have to check, right, whether he has access or not. So how do you check? Now you don't have user ID and password, right? First time you have reset, first time you have created, so that time you had, so that's why you could log in and you could check, correct? But now Ravi Kumar has already changed his password. So user ID you know, but password he has already changed, right? Now you don't have password. So as a ServiceNow admin or ServiceNow developer, how you will check whether you have removed the roles, but now whether he has access or not? Are you guys understanding the scenario? Guys, yes or no?
Yes,
If you understand, if
yes,
you want me to repeat, let me know.
yes, Gulam.
You understand, right? So to
Yes,
check
yes.
this, see, even if you are an admin, right? If you are an admin, obviously you can do set password, correct? But if you'll do set password, next time Ravi person won't be able to log in because Ravi has already changed his password, correct? Now you are an admin, so you can't do everything this set password, okay? You can't reset his password, otherwise he will come back and he will raise one access issue, correct? That he's not able to access, again one ticket will come to you, then you have to resolve his issue. So every time you can't do set password. Also it is not ethical to do set password and log into Ravi Kumar instance. It's not ethical at all also, right? Even you are admin, you can do anything, but you should not do. So how do you check whether he now he has access or he does not have access? So we have one powerful tool called impersonator. Okay, here if you see, since you are a ServiceNow admin, so you can impersonate to any particular user. Okay, so now I want to check whether Ravi Kumar has this incident application access or not. So what I can do, I can impersonate to Ravi Kumar. Okay, so here I will click on this impersonate user. Now I want to impersonate, since I'm a ServiceNow admin, I want to check the Ravi Kumar instance. To I can open Ravi Kumar instance here. Okay, and I can click here in the impersonate user. So now this instance, this my instance is working as a Ravi Kumar. I am not logging in. I'm not giving user ID and password to log in as a Ravi L. Okay, this is my instance only, but now I have impersonated as Ravi Kumar user. Okay, so now here I can check whether he has the incident application or not. So I can simply, this is the filter navigator. Here I can check. So he does not have main. He has a self-service incident, which is the common. This is for everyone, but he does not have. Correct. Now, since I have checked that, now Kumar does not have incident application access, I can end the impersonation. So again, you can click on this profile and you can click on this end impersonation. So once you will click on this end impersonation, again you will back to your main instance. Okay. Now again we are adding this Ravi Kumar in this DBA team. Okay. So we have added this Ravi L again back to this incident application. Sorry, in this DBA team group. DBA team group has ITIL role. Means all the members who are the part of DBA team should have. So now again we want to, since we have added back in the DBA team, now he should have access to this incident application, right? How can we check? We don't have to log in using his Ravi Kumar user ID and password. Since we are an admin, everyone cannot impersonate. Only admin can impersonate, or we have one impersonator role who can impersonate. So here we have this again, I can impersonate to user Ravi Kumar. Ravi, and I can check whether he has now access or not. Since I add him back to the DBA team, so this time he should have. So incident. Can you see? Now we have, now this Ravi person has this incident application access. And also we have checked as a ServiceNow admin, we have checked in his instance without logging in into his instance using his user ID and password. Since we have checked, we can simply end impersonation. Okay. So the next was impersonation. Okay, I think that's it. Who can impersonate? We'll talk about this
Only admin.
in the next. Okay. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. If you have any question now, please ask. Let me see if people have messaged. Is there any important message? Is this group functionality for segregating teams and just to view all the members at one place? Yeah, it's like it depends on requirement. Sometimes to view all the members at one place, they can create a group, Sivani. Any bulk approaches to create the group and users? No, we can create one by one, or we can create by a script. So that scripting part we'll see the later, but generally we create this way only. Like you have to go user administration, you have to go that particular table and you can create new. Because every time you have to give group name, right? So how can you give in the bulk? Any other question, guys? Please ask. Anyone has any questions? Any doubt? Please now ask. We'll continue from further topic tomorrow.
I have created 5 users. I do
Okay.
have their username and password, but I cannot log in as a user. So what can I do?
You are not able to log in as a user.
Yes.
Okay, so it's a simple, nothing you have to do. You just copy paste. You have user ID and password, right? You can send your instance up to here, https dev205361.servicenow.com. Okay, you can copy this. you can open your browser or you can select another browser. For example, if you are using Edge, you can go for Chrome or something. You can paste this like this, and after servicenow.com, this slash login.do, you can do login.do. Okay, I'm just pasting this. So whatever is your instance name, that instance name slash do login.do. When you will do that, this login page will pop up. Now you can give user ID and you can give password, and you will log in. You will log in as that particular user.
Oh, user
Getting?
ID, not email, right?
Yeah, it's a username. Whatever is the username. Okay, so when we are creating user profile, here we are giving username, right? For example, this is the Ravi profile. So here we have user ID. So you have to give user ID, not first name or
Oh, okay.
last name. It's user ID and the password. Okay.
Okay, sure. Sure.
Okay. I'm just pasting this in the chat. If you want, you can copy. But in place of my instance, give your instance name.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
sure.
That's not coming. Okay. Via DV can we check? Via DV can we check? What is this via DV? Shivani, what is your question? I am not able to understand. Can you speak? Or you can elaborate your question in the chat. Guys, whoever is done from their question, they can uh, go from the session. We have done with today's topic. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Any particular tables where user profiles will be updated or created? Right. I'm going to talk about tables and databases later, Sivani. This is the later part. Currently, I'm not talking about table. Table will be our next part. Table and database, I will explain. Okay. Uh, if nobody has any question, we'll continue tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, no problem, Sivani. No problem. Okay, guys. If no question, then you all can go. Good night.